All right, we're ready. Here we go, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I call the City Council Committee of the Whole meeting for Wednesday, April 1st to order. Of course, with the COVID going on, please look out for especially elderly folks. Give them a call, check on them. And we hope this goes by as fast as possible. So a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Alderman Condon, if you'd lead us in the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Brian, if you'd be kind enough to call the roll.
Dunn.
Here.
Dorman.
Here.
McGinnis.
Here.
Lee.
Here.
Grip.
Here.
Condon.
Here.
Peacock.
Here.
Dickman. Jobson.
Here.
And Ambrose.
Here.
10 present, Your Honor.
Thank you. And meeting protocol and decorum. We'll all be nice to each other. I don't see any public. Nicole, anybody out there right now? Nope, right? So we'll just kind of carry on. We know kind of the rules. This is our third time for anybody who's watching. 6 of my colleagues are on the phones and using technology. And then we're exercising social distancing in the no more than 10 rule. So if you're observing, we appreciate you watching the City Council. Of course, you can email any of the aldermen or alderwomen and any of the staff, and they'll get back to you. Same, please do that with me, and we'll try and address your comments as they come. So if anybody does come in today, Nicole will keep us advised, and you're certainly welcome. So if you haven't turned off your cell phones or put them on silent, at least out here, please do. I know you guys are handling it up there, so thank you very much. Ms. Spiegel, any update for us today?
Yep, Your Honor, just a few updates in addition to the memo that I provided last week. We have made a few modifications due to some of the mass gathering and the lack of social distancing we were seeing in the parks. We have modified some of that, so all basketball courts, tennis courts, and pickleball courts are closed at this point for the month of April, but we will continue to evaluate as we progress through this month. The skate park, we started installing fencing today. We had about 80 people using it Monday night, so unfortunately we had to make that choice yesterday. And so that will be signed, basically closed, no trespassing. And then we have limited occupancy at the dog parks. We're asking that the dogs are doing great. We're asking their humans follow that lead and follow the occupancy signage so we don't have to close that. But if we do continue to see kind of people overusing the parks, that will be our next step there. With this weekend's rains, we saw the river spike an awful lot Friday night, but we've leveled out at an expectation of 16.5, which is well within the range of normal operations for public works. So our streets and sewers personnel will be continuing to follow the flood plan that's in place. And with spring here now, you will start to see construction in and around the city more and more. So as those road projects start, we'll be pushing out communications to the impacted neighborhoods and businesses. From a personnel standpoint, Mallory and her team have done a fantastic job. We've rolled out all of the information that surrounds the CARES Act implementation and some of the provisions that are available for our employees as they need to care for those at home or fight this illness. And then lastly, we've been working as the Metro Coalition, so the largest cities in Iowa, on starting to work on some financial modeling around lost revenues and impacts to those areas so that we have a better picture from the major urban areas about kind of how to end fiscal year 20 and then some of the planning modifications we want to make for fiscal 21. And that's my update.
Thank you very much. Okay, next item, we have 3 public hearings. We have 2 in Public Works and 1 in Finance. So Public Works, Alderman Dunn, if you deal with those public hearings, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have 2 public hearings this evening for Public Works. I open the first public hearing on the proposed resolution of necessity covering the FY20 alley resurfacing program. Is there anyone from the public wishing to address this public hearing? Seeing none, I move to close the public hearing.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. This public hearing is closed. I open the second public hearing to review an application for the state revolving fund loan related to the proposed improvements to the city's water pollution control plant UV disinfectant project. Is there anyone from the public wishing to address this public hearing? Seeing none, I move to close the public hearing. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. This public hearing is closed, and that concludes it for this evening, Your Honor.
Thank you. And we have one more in finance. Alderman Condon, please.
I open the public hearing authorizing the city to convey city-owned parcels X1101A23B, X1101A24B, X1101A25B, X101B02B, X1101B03B, X1101B04B, X1101B05B, and the north 15 feet of parcel X1101A22 to the owners of the adjacent original parcel. Is there anyone from the public that would like to address this? Seeing none, I move to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Closes the public hearing.
Thank you.
I don't know if I needed to read all those.
All right, good. So next thing is petitions, communication of councilman and the mayor. So I just want to take a quick second and folks continue to ask about some stuff and how we're doing business and different things. So I just want to add that every day the staff, myself, the emergency management agency, the public health officials, and a whole bunch of other coalition members are talking on what's going on, what's the status, what's the future, how we dealing with this, whether it's homeless folks or other public health issues or anything else, and we discuss how we should go forward, what we should do, and you heard Ms. Spiegel talk about as we see things and as we need to deal with things with the guidance, both in my executive order for the city facilities of 10 or less, or CDC guidelines of the 6 foot or et cetera, we constantly evaluate. So I know I'm getting some comments and people are asking me about the stay-at-home rule, putting an order in for Davenport, or other objectives or directives or regulations. So I just want to tell you that we are balancing, and I'm discussing with a lot of folks. If you saw my thing yesterday, I had Dr. Katz here, the leading infectious disease specialist, probably one of them in the nation, and we're happy to have him here. And we discussed all of that, had a good back and forth. So the balance between your mental health, having an outlet versus doing some other more either draconian or restrictive things, and taking the guidelines of the CDC serious, because it's all about that curve and making sure that our health facilities do not get overrun, and we're still in most people's worlds of guidance weeks out from what we expect and most people expect to be the peak, and this is probably weeks out or maybe months out, depending on how we get through this. So every day we evaluate and understand, but as Ms. Spiegel said, when we see groups of folks, you force me, you force her, you force other people to do things, because we have got to look out for the greater good. We've got to look out to mitigate this virus, and when people are in groups and they won't follow our guidelines, then we have to put those directives in place. So the balance is what we're trying to maintain, because I understand, I have it too. People want to be outside and they want to interact, but you have to do it with your social distancing, and you have to do it with your 6 foot boundaries, and you have to stay out of those groups of 10 or more. Most people are. Most places are following, but periodically we see this, and today I think was pretty good. Myself and Chief Sikorsky are out of Vanderveer Park doing a little thing, and there was a lot of people in the park, but they were distancing and they were maintaining pretty good relationships to each other. So that was good to see, and we've watched other places, and that seems good too. So if we do that, we'll keep the restrictions in some sort of level. But if we don't, then and I just wanted to speak that every day we evaluate, every day we look at this, and we talk to quite frankly, the experts. We don't rely on our guts to do this. We rely on expert decisions. So I just wanted to take that moment or 2 moments. So thank you. All right, Alderman Ambrose.
Thank you, Hunter. First off, thank you for looking out for the greater good of this great city of ours. On behalf of Davenport's greatest ward, I want to encourage everybody to take the time and while they're home and looking for something to do, spend a little time around the neighborhood, doing a little cleaning up. You know, we've had a long winter and it's over with, and we see the remains of what's left after the snow is gone. And in order to help you out, if you give me a call at 324-7143, I can help you out with some trash bags, some recycle bags, and gloves. So feel free. We want to keep the great Fourth Ward the cleanest ward in our great city. So please give me a call, or you can call City Hall. Thanks.
Thank you. Alderman Jobson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you again for positive direction you're giving the city for properly addressing the pandemic, and thank you to the staff for all of their actions. I just wanted to communicate to everybody that I will be hosting a ward meeting next Tuesday, April 7th via GoToMeeting, the same process we are using for these council meetings. Thank you to Samantha Torres and Corey Smith for helping to organize that. Thank you to Samantha for sending out the notifications so people can join the link online through Davenport Direct, through the neighborhood app. I will also be sharing that link on my Facebook page and sending through email to the 6th Ward distribution list. So hopefully those that want to attend can attend virtually, and we will continue to adhere to all of the safety precautions during the pandemic time. And then lastly, I want to thank Clay Merritt for his willingness to also present during this meeting in regards to capital improvement project initiatives, especially as Administrator Spiegel pointed out during the spring, we'll be having some great construction projects going on so that we can better our city. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Grip.
Thank you, Your Honor. You hit on this pretty hard when you spoke, Mayor, but I had also planned to speak about it, and I think it needs to be spoken about as much as we possibly can. But in Scott County and in Davenport, we are falling short of social distancing and what we should be doing. And I know the desire for people to be around other people is very strong, but it's also very important in these times right now to adhere to those social distancing guidelines because it will save lives. So on the way to the meeting, I stopped at Vanderveer Park, drove through Vanderveer Park to, look at Gabe's playground. The installation is beginning, and there was a lot of people at Vanderveer, and most of them were practicing good social distancing, and then there were groups of 10 or 15 people very close in proximity. All right, thank you. So, anyways, practice good social distancing because it works, it's effective, and it will save lives. Corey, I was glad to hear that you guys are in conversations with the Metro League on what impact this is going to have on our budgets for not only this year but the coming fiscal year. And I would just ask that you be aggressive in planning, that you don't wait to start planning on the impacts, and that you bring council options for us to make decisions on. And then lastly, the state of Iowa and the federal government have started to roll out their coronavirus packages for businesses. And if you are a business out there and you are having trouble navigating what those packages are and what incentives are available to you and how you can effectively use them, I know that the Chamber of Commerce is doing an excellent job of getting that information out. You can go to their website, you can contact them, but you can also come to the City of Davenport's website and you can contact our Community Development Department, and they would be happy to help you navigate that as well, so you can get the help you need to keep your business going through this pandemic. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And then I just want to take an extra little time, and I drew attention. I had my note here, but I didn't see it until he walked up. But I just want to give a little attaboy out to Mr. Corey Smith, who is our IT director. This setup, all the things that we're doing during the day. As I was talking with some of you guys earlier before the show started here, I've in the last few weeks, I've learned more about technology than I've probably learned anywhere. And what's amazing is it just happens. Ms. Spiegel set up some kind of thing today. Me and her were on a conference call with Senator Ernst, and we got to talk to her and ask her questions because of this technology thing that the staff is doing. And so, Mr. Smith, I applaud your efforts and I thank you for that. And then to just a general statement, I think I said a little bit last week, but again, the attitude here in this building and all our facilities, whether you're at Public Works or the fire or police, they have a staff, the staff has a meeting, Ms. Spiegel has every day. And the whole premise and the whole kind of theme of it is, here's what we got today, here's the issue that we have to deal with, hey, this department has to do that, and yep, got it, how can I help, how can I do better? And if someone has another kind of answer or way to solve it, they weigh in and they just go do their business with this pandemic going on. And it's just really neat to witness, and I'm proud to just be a little small part of it, because when the citizens out there, if you're watching this, that's the attitude. How can we help? How can we make this better? What can we do to work this problem, to deal with this situation, or to talk to whatever people? We just do it. So my hat's off to what I've seen in the staff work, and Ms. Spiegel, you guys, and all the department directors, please pass on. You guys should be applauded for what you're doing, because especially as we tell people to go away, we don't really see stuff. Well, it's happening. So thank you for allowing me to say that. So a couple items. We have 4 areas to discuss.
Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it was Marion. I would like to speak. I had emailed you, but it's not coming up for some reason. I'm sorry.
No, you did earlier, and I just don't see it right now, so you're right. I apologize. Please.
Oh, that's okay. May I go ahead?
Please, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Just wanted to remind everybody that this is a big day in our country. It is April 1st, and that is this is National Census Day. This is the day that is designated by our government to do our census, and we've been talking about this for a number of weeks. I wanted to give a shout out to Karen Fishline, who emailed me a few minutes ago and said she got 4 people off their fannies to do their census, and she's going to keep at it. And this is just a woman living in 3rd Ward that I had talked to and who had about doing her census, and she's moving that forward. We have about 40% of the city reporting at this point. There is a website that will track this, and if you want to contact me, I can give you that link. It is an interesting thing to follow, and you can look at your neighborhood or your census track and see how it's doing. Unfortunately, as has been the case in the past, we're not doing so well in some of our core census tracts. Those returns are less. Many of the activities we had planned for April, we can't do because we can't be face-to-face. We are still trying to work on a call-in or a call-out to people. I am looking and in search of good, strong telephone databases that we can use. If you are interested, if you have a group, if you have a church who's interested in doing this, I will do training for you. I have scripts ready to go. We need a call list that will really reach out to the people of Davenport. So if you have any questions about this, If you need any help with your census, if you can help me out with this call-out list, give me a call at 563-594-0628 after the council meeting. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. So I'll just, anybody else, in case I'm missing them? Very good. Okay, we have 4As. First one's community development, but we don't have any items on the agenda tonight, so we'll move right to public safety. Alderman Ambrose, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll start the discussion with the first consideration of an ordinance amending Schedule 15 of Chapter 10.96 entitled Pedestrian Traffic Signals by deleting 2nd Street east of Fillmore Street. Any discussion? I would recommend we suspend the rule and pass this on first consideration. Do I have a motion? The second one is a motion approving beer and liquor license applications. They're on the website if you have any questions. And the Redstone Room, River Music Experience, 129 Main Street, 2nd floor only for 19-year-olds. And RME Courtyard, River Music Experience, 131 West 2nd Street, courtyard only, outdoor area for 19-year-olds. Any questions? Alderman Jojen, would you like to set the agenda?
Yes, if I heard correctly, then I would make a motion that both items get placed on the consent agenda.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Your Honor.
Very good. All right. Next area is public works. Alderman Dunn, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have 5 items this evening for Public Works. First item is a second consideration of an ordinance amending Davenport Municipal Code, Section 12.12.080. Is there anyone from the public wishing to address this item? Council? Seeing none, this item will move on. Item number 2 is a resolution approving the contract for the FY20 General Resurfacing Program to Manats Incorporated of Eastern Iowa Division of Comanche, Iowa, in the amount of $533,490.45. Is there anyone from the public wishing to address this item? Council? Seeing none, this item will move on. Item number 3 is a resolution approving the contract for the partial roof replacement at the Davenport Public Works to Jim Geis Commercial Roofing Company Incorporated of Dubuque, Iowa, in the amount of $792,008. Is there anyone from the public wishing to address this item? Council? Seeing none, this item will move on. Item number 4 is a resolution awarding the 3-year contract for overhead door services to Rainer Door of the Quad Cities. Is there anyone from the public wishing to address this item? Council? Seeing none, this item will move on. And finally, item number 5 is a resolution approving a pre-construction agreement with the Iowa Department of Transportation for the Kimberly Road resurfacing project from Brady Street to Elmore Avenue. Is there anyone from the public wishing to address this item? Council? Seeing none, this item will move on. And Alderman Dorman, would you like to set the agenda for us, please?
I can do that. I move to place all items on the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. The agenda is set, and back to you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Alderman Dunn. Next and last area is finance. Alderman Condon, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have 7 items on finance this evening. The first item is a second consideration, ordinance amending various sections in Chapter 2.58 to ban the practice of conversion therapy in the city of Davenport. Is there anyone from the public that would like to comment on this item? Anyone from council? No. This item will move on. The second item on the agenda is a resolution relating to financing of certain proposed projects to be undertaken by the city of Davenport, Iowa, and establishing compliance with the reimbursement bond regulations under the Internal Revenue Code. Anyone from the public that would like to discuss? Anyone from council? Move on. Item number 3, a resolution approving the purchase of a service lube truck for transit via the GSA bid contract number FS-30F-018DA from Westmark of Ceres, California, in the amount of $141,313.20. Is there anyone from the public that would like to discuss this? Council, Alderman Ambrose.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Nicole? Can you tell us what we use this vehicle for?
Yes, so this is a replacement vehicle for our road service truck for the buses. And this was grant eligible with our capital grants that we receive from the state. So this is an 80-20.
Does it do more than provide a lube?
Yeah, it carries all the equipment and things like that to do the
So
roads.
when one of our buses breaks down, that gets sent out?
Yes, correct.
Thank
It's
you.
a replacement. Yep, thank you.
Seeing no one else from council, that item will move on. Item number 4, resolution setting a public hearing on the issuance of not to exceed 50 million general obligation corporate refunding bonds, series 2021. Anyone from the public? Anyone from council? I'll move on. Item number 5 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute the necessary documents to convey city-owned parcels. And all of these parcels are preceded by X1101, and I'll just move through them this time. A23B, A24B, A25B, B02B, B03B, B04B, B05B, and the north 15 feet of parcel A22 to the owners of the adjacent original parent parcel. Anyone from the public? Anyone from council? We'll move on. Item number 6 is a resolution setting a public hearing to amend the fiscal year 20 operating and capital improvement budgets. Anyone from the public? Anyone from council? And our last item, item number 7, a motion approving the purchase of 2 SUVs for the fire department from Courtesy Ford of Davenport, Iowa, in the amount of $69,992.28. Anyone from the public? Anyone from council? And lastly, I'll note that we have purchases of $10,000 to $50,000 listed on our agenda here. We don't read each of those out loud, but they're listed here and online for your information. Alderman Peacock, can I ask you to set the agenda, please?
I move that all items be placed on the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Back to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Condon. Thank you, Alderman Condon. Next is, are there any ordinances, resolution, motions? I don't think there are. Very good. Is there any public business? Seeing none. Very good. Are there any other reports, Ms. Spiegel?
One quick thing that I forgot in the first part, free yard waste pickup does start on Monday, so use this great weather to do some spring cleaning. And to help with our solid waste personnel and their safety in the workplace, we're gonna start spanning out their start times a little bit, so we're asking everyone to have their trash bins out by 6:30 on pickup day.
And we'll put that out on the web and stuff, right? Roger that. Okay.
How long can they keep them out? A couple, 3 days?
The code says 24 hours.
Except for you. Oh, man. All right, anybody else? Anybody on the phone have anything else? Is there a motion to adjourn?
I do.
Okay, Alderman Peacock, please.
Right. First of all, thank you so very much. I know it's hard on everybody trying to communicate via email and virtual means, but I want to thank the staff for all that they're doing. But in regards to an email that I believe about what's happening with the Civil Rights Commission, can somebody speak plainly what's going on and what's the status of the Civil Rights Commission?
I'll take it, Tom, help me if I'm wrong, but Judge Latham ruled in our favor for the injunction, which was a request to ask the 4 previous commissioners to not be part of the commission until such a time that a decision is fully made on who can be on it. So that was a ruling in our favor, so they can go to the meetings, participate as public does, but they're not recognized as commissioners for this time until such a reading. Tom, is that, you can feel free to add.
That's correct, Your Honor. So we're still waiting for a final resolution. We have moved for summary judgment to get that final resolution. It's hard to say when we'll get that, given the changes at the courthouse as a result of this pandemic, but I would expect to hear something in May or so.
Alderman Peacock, does that help you?
Yes and no, but thank you so very much.
I mean, if you have something else, we're happy to try.
I'm good for now. Thank you so very much.
Roger that. Okay, anyone else, just in case? Motion to adjourn and second, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Okay, thank you, we're adjourned. Be safe, social distance.